Morning, folks. This morning's soap is brought to us from Victory Shave Company. This one in particular is named Witchcraft. Sent out a profile on this one that is leather, wood, and tobacco. I'll have a short story down below about this particular aircraft called Witchcraft. This tin right here is the 38 tin of 130 that was made. This is 4 ounces of soap in a screw top tin. It's filled all the way up to the top there. At least it was. It's still pretty much to the top. Scoop some out and put in my wooden shaving bowl. Got the alum block, no rubber band this morning. Humphrey's witch hazel, that's citrus scented. We'll be following up with Yulay's aftershave. It's called Black Cavendish. And this one here is non-alcohol based. Here it is in the wooden bowl here. Got from Distinctive Goat. And it's whipped up with a FrankShaving brush. Pretty nice looking brush. Not a real big knot. Works up pretty nice for me. And this lather is a little bit drier than what I normally whip it up as. And the shaver of the day, this one here is a Gem Micromatic. It's called the Flying Wing with the guiding eye. And you kind of see that dot right there. That's what they're considering calling the guiding eye. Sometimes it's called a bullet tip. This one here is a pretty nice shaver. In my opinion, my experience has been with the Micromatics that this one here, the Flying Wing, is probably the mildest of the three. Pretty nice shaver. I enjoy shaving with it. It probably may be, if you're a DE shaver, this will probably be the closest of a shave feel that you'll get to a DE. With that, the blade being a gem blade, and these blades are thicker than your, I guess you might say, your average normal DE blade, so the shave feel is going to be a bit different. Putting on some Preshave soap from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. This one here is called Ice. It's a non-menthol. It's unscented. Get it straight here. It's an unscented pre-shave soap, but it is mentholated. Get it kind of put on there. Work it in. I'll have a link down below for the Victory Shaving. You want to check out some of the soaps that's being offered. Kind of feel the menthol working this morning. We've had menthol, talking about menthol and the cooling effect. The weather here has been just, how you say, unbelievable. We have temperatures, reaching up towards 90 degrees. Yesterday, the high was in the 60s, but it was very windy. Wind gusts, around 40 miles an hour. I just got through checking the temperature before I got started this morning, and the temperature was at 36. We had a freeze warning out, so it still might hit that 32 degrees. Yeah, but it's been a little wild weather-wise. I think it's the tobacco is the standout scent on this one here. That's the first one I pick up. Then the leather. It's kind of almost a tie in between the leather and the wood, tobacco. It's pretty well blended. It's kind of interesting sometimes how my nose will start to pick up as I'm applying the lather to my face. We'll get started with the first pass here. Oh, in case you have never shaved with one of these, that angle that's set right there, it's a good place to start. That's the way it's designed for you to shave with this particular shaver, and as well as the rest of the Micromatics. Now you can adjust that angle. It's just that when you do, it'll be more aggressive than what it was designed to be shaved with. And some of them, the open comb, oddly enough for me, seems like the open comb is a bit more aggressive than the clog proof. At least that's been my experience. Well, this one here does seem a bit milder in the way of shaving. And some may even consider it a little bit smoother. This particular model comes in about, oh, I would say 3 different models. In that, for one, you have one that's chrome like this one here. Then you'll have another one that'll be golden color. And one that I don't have, and I'm not real sure, one of these days maybe I'll get lucky and hit the right, I guess you might say, article or information about it. There's another one that'll look like this, with the exception of the knob is plastic. And it'll be an off-white in color, it looks like. Now, I don't have one of those, and I'm not real sure what the story is behind having the plastic knob. I'm not real sure what the story is behind that. It does make it for interesting research. Try to figure out why they went with a plastic knob on some of them. For me, I like the metal knob. It kind of helps with the, in my opinion, the idea if I do drop it, I know by luck it's going to land right on that plastic knob and break it. It'll be a sad morning. In other words, the metal knob just seems a little bit more sturdy for me. Scent is really nice. Scent strength. It's not light. I would say, in other words, on your scale of 1 to 10, somewhere between 5 and 7, depending on your nose. My nose is not the best in the world, but it seems to be working this morning, so I'm thinking closer to a 7. I don't know that it's not light, but it's not heavy either. So it, in other words, hits down towards the middle as opposed to the upper end of the scale, if you will. Smells great, boy. That is awesome. I know some folks, this particular line of shavers of Micromatics don't work well for them. I think it has just 2 things that I think come into play. One is just getting used to the angle, learning how to use the shaver the way it was designed, and technique, in other words, pressure. And it very well could be the blade that's being used. May not be the one that works best for them. This one here is a gem, and it is Teflon coated, and there are other blades out there that can be had. For instance, Treat has some blades out there, and those were the first blades that I had found that seemed to work really well for me. And most of what you may find available, like for instance out on Amazon and maybe even on eBay, don't come in a plastic dispenser. They'll come in a cardboard box that's actually attached to the, I guess you might say, the panel where it could be hung up on display. And that cardboard box is actually part of the panel. Thought that was kind of funny when I when I first got those, that's how it was made. But it just makes sense, making full use of the packaging, if you will. Those blades worked out pretty well for me when I first started. Those were the ones that I could find the easiest at the time. For me, these blades here I found at Ted Pella, and I'll put a link below on how to get a hold of those, because these are in the packs of 100, and I think this one here about 200 of. Can't remember for sure if that's the way it was sold in a pack of 2 packages of 100 each, or if I could buy the packages individually. I don't remember right off the top of my head. It was a while back when I got these, and besides that, didn't have any problem buying 200 of them because I didn't want to have to pay for that shipping again. You know how it is. So the buying 200 I knew would be a good idea. Now the treat blades, I'll try to hunt them down some other place other than Amazon. I probably will find them on eBay pretty easy. In between those two, that seems to be the easiest place to find treat blades. Outside of that, it gets a bit more difficult finding anybody that sells treat blades. You can find some Gem Blue Star blades. I have some of those too. It was just that the treat blades were the first ones that I had found that worked well for me. I had found some in a grocery store chain, and it was your basic, store brand or off-brand generic, if you will. And those blades were made in Vietnam, and it took me a little while to figure things out. But those blades for me were just they were awful. There's no other way to put it. I couldn't get the full one pass with the shave with those blades. Those blades were awful, at least for me. Now somebody else might find that those blades work well, but those blades were made by Dorco, single edge, and so far I haven't found anybody that can shave with those things. Those are some pretty, they were awful. I think I got a spot right here. My normal one right through there. Boy, that is pretty good though. Pretty good shave. This is definitely, if you've had one, excuse me, one of the other two Micromatics, and thought maybe those two are a bit aggressive, might try a flying wing. And to me, it's a much more gentler shaver. And in most cases, you'll find the flying wings in pretty good shape. Not a whole lot of plating loss. Usually not real scratched up or anything. Now the gold ones being what it is, you might see some of the lacquer trying to come off. But they are usually found in pretty good shape. One of these days I'll probably get one that has the plastic hand knob on it, so that way I can see if I can't take a good look at it, figure out what was going on with it, with the plastic knob. Don't see very many of them for sale though. I don't know if it's because not very many of them are made, or if it's more along the lines of and they did hit the floor and break. Face it, the soap is slick. Most soap is. I mean, whether you're shaving with it or not, so your hands are going to be slippery. Oh, sorry, witch hazel. Kind of get in a routine of how I handle things with my shave. Sometimes I forget. Show everybody that, or I just totally forget to do something else I was going to show at the end. It happens from time to time. I had somebody point that out here recently, a video that I did about 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago to the date, and I had forgot to do the aftershave on camera, and then I think I forgot to post where to find it at the bottom of the video. Somebody watched it all the way through, in other words. Thought that was pretty cool, though, that they were kind enough to point that out to me, because they were interested in the video to watch it to the end, and they were looking for stuff I was talking about, and then I'd forget to do it. So I thought that was pretty nice that they watched it all the way through, went ahead and responded with the information and whatnot. This is pretty good. This I thought would go well with this particular, so yeah, I like this one. I do like Monica's aftershaves. I don't mind the alcohol, but I do find that these are somewhat cheaper. Usually you can get these right around the $10 mark. I think it's like $9.99, and the scents are always nice, bold, easy to pick up with my nose. You understand what I'm saying? And it just smells great. Boy, it does wonders for my nose. This is a great shave this morning. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe and smooth shaves. And if, excuse me, if you go to their website, and the saying on there is, may all your shaves be victorious. See you next time.